Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something that, let's be honest, drives every automation tester crazy. Those slick, modern, auto-suggest dropdowns that just love to break our scripts.
You know the feeling, right? You write what seems like a perfectly good script. You hit run, and nope, it just fails. The script can't find the element, it can't click the option, and you're just staring at a big, fat error message. It's super common, but the reason why is actually way simpler than you think.
All right, so let's get right to the heart of it. See, the methods we all learned for handling dropdowns, well, they were built for an older version of the web. And to beat these new dropdowns, you've got to understand why they're so different from, their ancestors.
So on one side, you've got the classic. This is your good old-fashioned HTML select tag. Selenium has this amazing built-for-purpose select class that handles these things perfectly. But then, on the other side, you have the modern, like the search on Make My Trip. It looks like a dropdown, it quacks like a dropdown, but that select class, it's totally useless here. And the reason is that under the hood, they are completely different animals.
So it's time to put on our detective hats. To figure out why our trusty old tools are failing us, we need to pop the hood and take a look at the actual HTML. The answer is hiding in plain sight. You just have to know where to look.
Okay, so let's use that from field on Make My Trip as our guinea pig. Our first instinct as testers, whenever something doesn't work, is to right-click and hit Inspect Element. And this is where we're going to find our first big clue. And boom, there it is. That's the big aha moment right there. It's not a select tag. It's not even an input field. Not a first. It's just a span tag. It's literally just text on a page that's styled to look like a box. This is exactly why Selenium's select class throws an error. It's searching for a house that was never even built on this street. It just doesn't exist.
So this means we have to throw out our old playbook. Seriously, we gotta change our entire mindset. We are not dealing with a special drop-down element anymore. We're dealing with a regular web element, and our job is to automate the exact same steps a human being would take. We need to click it, type in it, navigate, and then select.
Okay, so now that we know the why, we can build a strategy that actually works. And this isn't some quick hack, right? This is a solid, repeatable game plan you can use on pretty much any of these auto-suggest fields you find in the wild.
So here it is, the 4-step playbook. It's exactly what a real person does, just broken down. First, you click the box to wake it up. Second, you type what you're looking for. Third, you use the arrow keys to move down to the right suggestion. And fourth, you hit Enter to lock it in. That's it. That's the whole dance.
All right, theory's great, but let's get our hands dirty. Let's see what this strategy looks like in real, actual Selenium code. We're going to take each one of those 4 steps and turn it into a command.
So step 1 is the click. We're using a pretty straightforward XPath here to find a span element that has the exact text from inside it. Super reliable. Once we find it, boom, .click. That's us digitally poking the box to get started.
Now this is the cool part. After we click, the website's HTML actually changes on the fly. A new input element magically appears. So we just find that new element using its placeholder text, which also happens to be from, and then we used send keys to type in Sydney.
And this last bit of magic handles steps 3 and 4. We're still talking to that same input element, but instead of typing text, we're sending keyboard commands from Selenium's keys class. First, keys.arrow down to move the highlight down to the first option, and then keys.enter to lock it in. And just like that, we've perfectly mimicked a real user.
Okay, awesome. Our script totally works. We're done, right? Well, kinda. It's functional, but we can make it better. Let's talk about a pro tip that really separates the good code from the great code.
Okay, check this out. On the left, you see we're finding the element, then finding it again, and then finding it a third time to interact with it. It works, sure, but it's repetitive and inefficient. Now look at the right. We find the element just one time, save it in a variable, and then we can just tell that variable what to do. So much cleaner, right? Easier to read and faster.
This is all thanks to something called a web element variable. The easiest way to think about it is like a bookmark for that specific spot on the web page. You do the hard work of finding it once, you stick a bookmark in it, and from then on, you can just jump straight to that bookmark instead of searching the whole page all over again. It's a fundamental best practice that'll make your code so much better.
All right, let's wrap this up with the key takeaways. First, modern dropdowns are deceptive. They're probably not select tags. So your first step is always to inspect the HTML. Second, your mission is to automate what a user does. Click, type, navigate, select. And finally, for cleaner, faster, more professional code,
Always use web element variables to avoid finding the same thing over and over.
And that's really all there is to it. You are now officially equipped to deal with one of the peskiest problems in modern web automation. So the real question is, now that you have this in your back pocket, what's the next big, hairy automation challenge you're going to go out and crush? Thanks for tuning in.